Afternoon. Call to order the meeting of the October 2016 Public Utilities Commission. The first item on our agenda is to review the minutes from the last meeting.
Move to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of the Public Utilities Commission held September 27th, 2016.
I'll second. Any discussion on the motion? We have a motion and second to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of the Public Utilities Commission held September 27, 2016. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we'll have a report from the Utilities Director.
Thank you, President Heine. Commission members, you have the operations report. I want to highlight a few items. First of all, on October 6th, we held our public power event here in the council chambers and had metering displays outside in the rotunda. It was a well-attended event. We estimate in excess of 50 people came through that day to see the metering equipment, learn some more about the utility, and to examine our drive-by electronic metering equipment. Also want to highlight the boiler #2 burner project that's been under construction for the past several months. That project has been completed, and as of October 6th, we made a switch over to utilizing that unit, and it's now serving our district energy system as well as our back pressure steam turbines. So the benefit to reiterate the benefit of this project, it's providing us a fully redundant source of steam supply for our industrial and heating customers. Another project related to that, our back pressure steam turbines had some issues with the seals that were replaced just a few weeks ago, and the back pressure steam turbines are certified for operation and are generating at this time. And then lastly, just mainly for your knowledge and that of the public, we have some fire hydrant flushing or testing going on this week and today. Actually, this is flow testing that's occurring for the benefit of the Insurance Services Organization. They'll use this information to set our insurance rates for new home residents. So that's all I have for highlights. I'd be happy to entertain any questions.
Madam President, I'd offer a motion to receive and order filed report regarding utility operations during the month of October 2016.
I'll second.
I'd like to recognize the Employee of the Month for October. It's Tom Fisher, Line Crew Chief with the Electric Distribution Department. Is there any discussion on the motion? Okay, we have a motion and second to receive and order filed the report regarding utility operations during the month of October 2016. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. That motion carries. On to new business, or excuse me, still under old business. We have the presentation of the preliminary budget report. Have all the commissioners received a copy of the report? Any comments?
Commissioner Heine, or President Heine and Commissioners, just a few highlights, if I may. The 2017 budget is anticipating an operating income of just over $41 million and operating expenses of approximately $40 million, with a net operating income of $845,000. We're anticipating a debt service coverage ratio at the end of the budget cycle of 4.9 times, and we're projecting our free cash reserves at about 49% of operating revenues for the 2017 budget year. And I should add also that we are not factoring in any rate increases with the exception of the industrial steam rate. So rate schedules are to stay flat for 2017. We have a 1% rate increase programmed into the steam industrial rate, and that's to partially cover the expenses associated with the boiler #2 burner project.
We'd entertain a motion to receive and order filed the budget.
I'll offer the motion to receive and order filed the preliminary 2017 budget for New Ulm Public Utilities.
Second.
Is there any discussion on the motion or any further questions on the preliminary budget? Okay, we have a motion and second to receive and order filed the preliminary 2017 budget for the New Ulm Public Utilities. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And that motion carries. Under new business, we need to schedule a meeting to review the budget. That's proposed to be Tuesday, November 22nd, 2 p.m.
That's correct.
Work for everybody?
I will not be there that day.
Everybody else? I'd offer the motion to schedule a meeting at 2 p.m. Tuesday, November 22nd, 2016, in the City Council chambers to review the preliminary 2017 budget for the New Ulm Public Utilities.
I'll second.
Any further discussion on that motion? All those in favor of scheduling the meeting at 2 p.m. Tuesday, November 22nd, 2016, at City Council chambers to review the preliminary 2017 budget for New Ulm Public Utilities indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The next item is to consider a change to office hours.
President Tiny and commission members, over the past several years, we have gotten questions from City Hall and PUC staff to see if we could have the business hours changed to more typical government hours, I guess I would say, and to put them in line with the hours at the courthouse. And those being changing the business hours from, right now, we're open from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. to the hours of 8 a.m. to 4:30. And I would say that this is going to be for the business official hours where our doors would be open during those times. We do have departments that operate outside of those hours, namely starting at 7 a.m. for our electric and gas departments, as well as water and wastewater departments. So our staff members will still be available outside of the normal business hours by appointment. And those earlier hours tend to help out with contractor appointments and scheduling work in the field.
So this is pretty much if a customer wants to come in, pay a bill, whatever, these are the hours we're looking at for service work.
That's correct.
I'd offer the motion to change the PUC administrative office hours to 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, effective January 3, 2017.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion on the motion?
Guess the only question I would have is, how much traffic are we getting in the windows we're looking at cutting off? I know for myself, I get to work well before 8, and I usually don't get out after 4:30, so, unless I can just walk away, there would be no hours available for me. And I would wonder how many other people would be in a similar circumstance. I think probably my speculation would be wider hours are about people being able to stop in before work or after work and take care of whatever business they have.
I agree, Commissioner Swan and President Heine. We did talk about that situation where people may leave work just a few minutes early to get in and conduct their business with the city or with the public utilities. I guess our staff observations at the front desk are that before the hours of 8 a.m., if it's a non-contractor client, the traffic is pretty light. And also after 4:30, it's very seldom that a public customer, an actual utility customer, will come down to the public utilities office. And I think the observations are similar of those operating at City Hall and the billing office here.
Do you always have someone at the desk over the noon hour, lunch, 11 to 1, say?
We do at the
Yeah.
public utilities,
We
yes.
do here as well.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And maybe we didn't mention that these hours have already been adopted by the city. This is a motion for the PUC office, so it would,
The
we would
PUC
mirror.
offices are, anytime after 3 o'clock, they're relatively really quiet through 5 o'clock. So this really doesn't change the PUC
Right.
administrative offices too much. I think the concern was more here at City Hall and customers paying their bills and things of that nature, but that the city council already had approved at their last meeting.
Okay.
Anything further? Okay, we have a motion and second to change PUC administration office hours to 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, effective January 3rd, 2017. All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion carries. The next item of business is to consider purchasing a 2017 Dodge Journey.
President Heine and commission members, the vehicle in question here was previously brought to the commission back on April 26, 2016, and was to, again, be purchased from Dodge of Burnsville. Unfortunately, we were unaware of the cutoff date for orders on the state bid that was submitted by Dodge of Burnsville, so we missed the cutoff date by just a couple of days. Dodge of Burnsville went out and tried to find a replacement vehicle for us over the summer months, and they were unsuccessful in doing so. And just recently now, we've had the state bid certified for the 2017 vehicles that are good through May of next year. So this is same item. There's a little bit increase of price in going from the 16 to the 17, but we're recommending going with the state bid here to Dodge of Burnsville, $20,837, and that bid was $539 lower than the next closest bid.
And still lower than what we budgeted
That's
for the year, for that expense. I'll make a motion to award the bid of $20,837 to Dodge of Burnsville, Inc. for the purchase of a 2017 Dodge Journey for the administration meter department.
Second.
Is there any discussion on the motion? We have a motion and second to award the bid of $20,837 to Dodge of Burnsville Incorporated for the purchase of a 2017 Dodge Journey for the administration meter department. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we have a request for a bid on a truck.
That's correct. President Heine, commission members, this is a 3/4 ton 4x4 truck that will replace a 2003 Dodge Ram 4x4 pickup truck in the water department. The state bid program was used for this solicitation, and the bidder that has this piece of equipment in the state bid is the Nelson Auto Center, Fergus Falls, Minnesota. Water department representatives went out and solicited quotes from local vendors for a similar piece of equipment, and all in all, it seems that they received a total of 7 bids for this vehicle in question. So the state bid price for the 2017 3/4 ton truck is $27,850.97 through the state bid program, and our nearest competitor was on a 2017 GMC, and that was about $740 higher. So we're replacing a 2003 unit with this request.
I'd offer a motion to award the bid for the 2017 3/4 ton 4x4 crew cab truck in the amount of $27,850.97 to Nelson Auto Center of Fergus Falls.
I'll second.
Is there any questions or discussion on that motion? All those in favor of awarding the bid for a 2017 3/4 ton 4x4 crew cab truck in the amount of $27,850.97 to Nelson Auto Center of Fergus Falls indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, and that motion carries. Next, we have a proposal for some engineering services, right?
That's correct. We have some soil erosion, some slope stabilization problems at the Heinen Hill Reservoir. And I've got Dan Perzig here, our utility engineer, to give an overview of this project.
Good afternoon. I brought with some picture of the plan set, a PDF. I don't know if you can see it up there yet or not. There, he's got it. And I don't know if it's coming through very good, but you can see the original bluff line in 59, and I drew in yellow about where the bluff is right now. It used to be the furthest away point. Now it's one of the more close points. And we have some pictures here, and I apologize, they're not the best quality, but this is from 5th Street North. Looking up at the tank, you can see, and right here you'll see this tree right here is one that we should be removing, probably. And I got a picture of it from above, but you can see at least half the roots are exposed, so it's actually starting to work against the bank. You know, if it tips over, it's going to take a big root ball with it. This is that tree from up above, which is too bad. But and here you can see 5th North down here. There's the sidewalk, so it's like about a 12 to 14 foot vertical wall with a slight toe of a slope underneath it there. This is another picture of that. So, and we had got 3 proposals from 3 different firms that deal with these type of issues, and AET was the lowest cost alternative. And just as a point of reference, a 1.5 million gallon tank with a booster station cost about $3.5 million for another city that was quoted not too long ago. So if the tank was half the value, it's roughly $1 a gallon, so we could potentially be trying to save a $3 million tank here. Is there any questions?
Once you get the study back, how quickly do you think would you have to bid something like this to fix it?
I would anticipate probably, but you know, if we can get this done before freeze up so they can do their homework,
Yeah.
next spring they could hit the ground running,
Early spring.
trying to mitigate this.
Looks scary to me.
How come the bids are so far apart? I mean, one's like 22 and the one you're proposing is 12.
Everybody had a different perspective. I guess when George and I talked about the highball one, that was very much a Cadillac. And we were more looking just to start getting some ideas on what we like and what our options are. So we can, hopefully we get 3 or 4 different options on what we could do to mitigate this. And then we can pick and spend money on the actual design to fix the problem,
Sure.
rather than options we may not be interested in for any other number of reasons.
Sure.
I'd offer a motion to authorizing the city manager to accept and sign the proposal for engineering service for the 3 million gallon reservoir at Heinen Hill Street geotechnical investigation from American Engineering Testing Incorporated in the amount of $12,200.
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion on that motion? All those in favor of authorizing the city manager to accept and sign the proposal for engineering services for the 3 million gallon reservoir at Heinen Hill Street geotechnical investigation from American Engineering Testing Incorporated in the amount of $12,200 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And Mr. Persig is presenting on the next
Yep.
agenda item on the lift station.
Yeah. We'd like you to consider the city manager to go out for bids for the 20th Street odor control and the ATAD upgrades or retrofit that we discussed in detail last month. And we have attached a copy of the advertisement for bids. And we have gotten back some more refined numbers, and just for the ATAD portion of the project, looks like it's going to come in at about 3.5 million, but the savings are actually a little bit more than we told you last month. It's now looking more like about 1.7 million over a 20-year design life. So, do you have any questions?
I'll make a motion authorizing the city manager to advertise for bids and set the date for the 20th Street lift station, odor control, and ATAD improvements.
Second.
there any other questions or discussion on the motion? We have a motion and second to authorize the city manager to advertise for bids and set the date for the 20th Street Lift Station odor control and ATAD improvements. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Mr. Barron presenting.
Good evening. Well, about 18 years ago, we put a system in place called MaintStar, and it is a system that we use to keep track of our work orders, our inventory out at the materials distribution center, and a lot of our assets that we track in the PUC. And 18 years ago, you can imagine some things have changed since then. The system currently runs on an Oracle database and is also running on a very old server. That's about a 12-year-old server, and that starts to make IT people a little nervous. And that server has been in need of replacement for some time, and so last year when we put our virtualization in place, this was part of that project, was to give us a way to migrate that onto something we already own. Since then, Oracle licensing has changed through the years, and with virtualization, it gets to be very pricey to move that onto a different system. And to top it off, what we currently have hasn't been supported since 2013. So it's a pretty major project to move this from this old system onto a new system. The licensing alone from Oracle would run us up to about $45,000 just for this one system. In talking with MaintStar and looking at our options, one of the options that we have is to convert the database from Oracle onto Microsoft SQL. We already have a number of systems in place that already use it. Our accounting system, for instance, uses SQL Server. A number of our other major systems already do too. So we already have the licensing in place. So what MaintStar proposed was an engagement where they would take our old database, convert it over to Microsoft SQL, we'd put it on a new server, and continue on using the system as we have. That engagement, as they proposed, it was about a 3-day project, and it would cost about $2,270. So that would give us a total savings, if you don't have to buy the Oracle licensing, of about almost $43,000. So we're looking for your approval to move forward with that project.
I'll move to authorize the engagement of MaintStar to convert the Oracle database to a Microsoft SQL in the amount of $2,270.
I'll second.
Are there any questions or discussion on the motion? All those in favor of authorizing engagement with MaintStar to convert Oracle database to Microsoft SQL in the amount of $2,270 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The final item on our agenda is to review the list of claims paid and to be paid.
I'd offer the motion to accept the list of claims paid in the amount of $2,080,798.60 and approve the list of claims to be paid in the amount of $186,846.84.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor of accepting the list of claims paid in the amount of $2,080,798.60 and approving the list of claims to be paid in the amount of $186,846.84 indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And the motion carries. Unless we have any comments, we are adjourned.